What's up, you guys? My name is Aubrey and this is my channel, and today I want to talk about that $1,400 stimulus check that so many of you are waiting for. I want to do a breakdown on what you can expect if you're somebody who has not received it, why you may not have received it yet, and if so, when you can expect to receive that. Additionally, I also want to talk about that $10,200 tax break that is going to people who collected unemployment benefits, and I want to talk about what you need to do if you're somebody who has already filed your taxes, or what you need to do if you're somebody who has not filed your taxes. So I'm going to be breaking all of this down and more in this video. So let's get started. So let's first talk about stimulus checks. So as you guys know, $1,400 stimulus checks are going out to eligible Americans with this $1.9 trillion stimulus package. Now, last week, President Joe Biden had his first national address since becoming president. And in that address, he said that the goal was to have these checks begin being sent out as of this past weekend, so a few days ago. Now, when it comes to the distribution of the stimulus checks, people who are receiving direct deposit payments are being prioritized for their stimulus checks first because of the fact that the transaction is easier and quicker. If you're somebody who received a direct deposit payment for your first check as well as your second check, then you will most likely be receiving one for this third check as well. Same goes for paper checks. If you're somebody who received a paper check for the first and second stimulus check, you will most likely also be receiving a paper check for this third one. Now, the thing to keep in mind with these direct deposit payments is that there are a lot of reports out there that some banking institutions are taking a bit longer than expected to distribute payments. JP Morgan and Wells Fargo specifically have said that their customers should not anticipate receiving any payments until today, Wednesday, March 17th. So if you're somebody who banks with like Wells Fargo or Chase Bank, for example, and you have not received your payment, then I would check your bank account today, see if you've received it. If you don't receive it today, then keep an eye on it over the next few days because you should receive that very soon. This was like an issue amongst JP Morgan and Wells Fargo customers across the board. It is not like a customer issue, it is a banking institution issue. So if you have not received it yet, that is the reason why. Funny enough, though, online banking institutions like Chime, for example, have reported that their customers have started receiving the stimulus check. So if you're somebody who banks with Chime or some of those other online lenders, then I would check your bank account because there's a good chance you have already received that. So again, just to reiterate, keep an eye on your bank accounts. You should be receiving your stimulus check any day now if you haven't already. And if you're somebody who's expecting it to come via a paper check through the mail, then keep an eye on your mailbox, and that should be coming in the next couple of weeks. Now let's talk about this $10,200 tax break. So in this $1.9 trillion stimulus package, there is a $10,200 tax break that is going to people who collected unemployment benefits. The purpose of this tax break is to basically alleviate the potential tax bill that could come from unexpected victims once they come to file their taxes. Now, one thing about unemployment that I think some people don't realize is the fact that unemployment benefits are taxable income, meaning that if you're somebody who's been collecting unemployment, for example, in 2020, when many people were collecting it for quite a long time, you can go file your taxes now in March of 2021, and you may owe an unexpected amount on your taxes because of this taxable income you received through the unemployment program. Now, what this tax break is set to do is to allow for the first $10,200 that you received through unemployment to be tax-free. This applies for people who are making less than $150,000. So if you are somebody who made less than $150K, if you collected unemployment benefits, then the first $10,200 of those unemployment benefits come tax-free, meaning you do not have to pay any taxes on that income. Now, this is great news for people who've been collecting unemployment benefits. The problem, though, is the fact that this is a substantial tax change, and there are a lot of people out there who've already filed their taxes without this tax change being in place. And thus, because of that, they may have paid taxes on this income when they really didn't need to. Well, over the last few days, there has been some confusion as to like what these people should do. What do you do if you're somebody who's already filed your taxes, but you also want to take advantage of this tax break? Well, as of a couple of days ago, the IRS has issued guidance and basically said, do not do anything right now. Do not file an amended return, and instead wait for more guidance to come out. So if you're somebody who has filed your taxes, don't do anything, just hold off, wait for more more guidance, and the IRS will be issuing some sort of guidance that you can do in order to amend your taxes to reflect this tax break. My guess is that accountants as well as accounting software like Credit Karma or TurboTax will implement some sort of amendment form on their website that will allow for you to easily go in there and adjust your income and adjust your kind of tax details in order to better reflect this tax break. Now, alternatively, the people who haven't filed your taxes yet, which I'm sure many of you watching this video, including myself, have not filed your taxes as of today, March 2021. And if you're somebody who has not filed your taxes, but you want to take advantage of this tax break, then the IRS has basically said to kind of hold off. They haven't directly said that, but they've certainly implied it. They have created a paper form that can allow for you to fill out this form and thus can help you file your taxes if you file your taxes through an accountant. But if you use accounting software like Credit Karma, like TurboTax, or one of those out-of-the-box solutions, they have said that they are working with these companies to update their own software and their own forms to better reflect this tax break. And so if I was you, and keep in mind, I'm not a tax professional, so take my advice with a grain of salt, I would probably hold off on filing your taxes until all of these details are ironed out, which I'm sure will be very soon. And if these details aren't ironed out, which knowing the IRS, I'm sure that they won't be, then I am willing to bet that the IRS will offer some sort of extension on taxes to allow some people some more time to file their taxes and to file their taxes to reflect this tax break, as well as the handful of other tax breaks that are being offered with the stimulus package. Now, one thing I would like to note is that the IRS has released an unemployment compensation exclusion worksheet, and that is what I have right here. And this worksheet can, number one, help you in trying to figure out how much you were given in unemployment benefits, and number two, it can help you get that $10,200 tax break. So that is on the IRS's website. I will include a link to that in the description below. Now, honestly, I think it's really interesting to see how all of these tax breaks and just the details of the stimulus package end up being reflected in relation to the timeline that we have for our taxes. Tax deadlines are coming up relatively quickly, and because of this, I think that there are a lot of accountants and a lot of software companies that are really in a rush to implement these changes as quickly as possible to allow for people to file their taxes. But like I said earlier, I am willing to bet that there will be some sort of an extension implemented on tax season because of all these changes that are coming in so close to tax deadline. But ultimately, when it comes to the guidance regarding all of these tax programs, we really will have to wait and see what the IRS says. We know what these tax credits and tax breaks are. Now is the question of what exactly will happen and what exactly you have to do in order to claim these tax breaks. And though we don't know the answer to those questions right now, I'm sure we will learn them in the coming weeks. But with that being said, you guys, if you guys have any questions, comments, if you have anything to add, I would love to hear your comments down below. And while you guys are at it, make sure to hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next video.